officials in both the United States and Russia certainly being pulled into emergency meetings. At this moment, rumors are flying all over the internet, and we have very little solid information about what is really going on. Now, in this article, I will share what we know so far, but as we learn more, the picture will inevitably become a lot clearer. On Tuesday, President Trump didn't have any public events scheduled, and that was a bit strange. But Vice President Mike Pence was supposed to appear at an event in New Hampshire. Unfortunately, that trip was suddenly cancelled after Pence had already boarded the plane, and Pence was ordered to return to the White House. In the immediate aftermath of his abrupt cancellation of an event in New Hampshire, the reasons for Vice President Mike Pence's reversal are still unknown. The White House has stayed mum on why Pence was called back to the White House, declining to elaborate at all on the reason for the change of plans. I cannot recall the last time something like this happened. According to a top Pence aide, we will know the reason why the trip was cancelled in a few weeks. Now, what in the world does that mean? And why did President Trump need to meet with Mike Pence so urgently? Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin called an urgent meeting with his top military officials on Tuesday, hours after 14 sailors died in a mystery submarine blast. The Russian leader cancelled his schedule for a meeting with his defense minister, Sergei Shoigu. If the story about a mystery submarine blast is accurate, then this sudden gathering makes sense. Here is more about this incident from Time magazine. Fire broke out on one of the Russian Navy's deep-sea research submersibles, and toxic fumes from the blaze killed 14 sailors aboard, Russia's defense ministry said Tuesday, although it released few details about the disaster or the vessel involved. The defense ministry did not say how many sailors were aboard the vessel during Monday's fire, whether there were any survivors, or if it was submerged at the time. But Russian media reported it was the country's most secret submersible, a nuclear-powered vessel designed for sensitive missions at great depths. But could it be possible that there's something additional that we aren't being told? This is where it gets very strange. Debka is claiming that their military sources are reporting that there was a confrontation between a U.S. submarine and a Russian submarine, and that it resulted in the U.S. submarine being hit by a torpedo. First reports reaching Debka Files military sources say that a U.S. submarine intercepted a Russian nuclear sub in American waters opposite Alaska. The Russian sub escorting the nuclear submarine responded with a Balkan 2000 torpedo and scuttled the U.S. vessel. Urgent consultations in both the White House and the Kremlin were taking place on Tuesday night. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence called off an appearance in New Hampshire after being recalled to Washington for a conference called by President Donald Trump without explanation. Russian President Vladimir Putin cancelled an engagement and headed for the Kremlin to confer with Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu and military chiefs after learning that 14 submariners died in a fire that broke out on the nuclear-powered experimental submarine in Russian waters. This account, carried in Russian media, varies in most respects from the first reports reaching this site and may refer to a separate incident. They report between 14 and 17 members of an AS-12 nuclear-powered submarine died of poisonous fumes caused by a fire aboard the vessel. The submarine was described as experimental and unarmed, but often...
Alright, shalom, this is Khanak Sa'am Yasharala from the Lions Den of Yasharala Camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem HaRakakudash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the argument of pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, so, I've seen a couple videos come out about being occupied on prophecy, and that's the 100% truth. That's what we need to be focusing our mind on, especially with a lot of things that are going on right now. Alright. Ran into this article in that video clip that I just played. Basically, Name of the channel is End of the American Dream. There's an article down here from them just talking about what was just spoken of about the secret emergency meetings between top military officials for the United States and the top military officials for Russia. So basically, they're trying to say that there was a nuclear submarine battle off the coast of Alaska. That's what the theory is that they're trying to come up with. But who knows? But we know it's inevitable that they're going to have to bump heads and go at it because it's all according to the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So I'm gonna read a little bit of it real quick. It says something's up. American and Russian leaders are suddenly pulled into emergency meetings as war rumors escalate. And what does the scripture say? There shall be wars and rumors of wars. You know, see that you be not troubled. You know, but all this must happen because the end is not yet. You know. All right, matter of fact, let me get it. It's Matthew 24 and 6. It says, as ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes. We just had an earthquake yesterday in diverse places. All right. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So it's about to be a sorrowful time before they end. Because you got to think about it. It's going to have to be. It says knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time and strength of salvation. So it's going to be a very perilous, sorrowful time because they're going to implement the RFID chip as a savior or as a way to get out of those sorrowful times. You know. So that's how it's going to be presented. So that's how your faith is going to be tested. So, because if everybody it was a good time and things are going on the way they're going on now, it wouldn't really be no temptation to take the RFID chip. People could uproar and rebel. So what they're going to do is break down society to the lowest common form. Like we're going to be almost damn near caveman status. You ain't gonna have no internet. You might still have internet, but there's certain things you're not going to have. All right. And the devil's going to present the RFID chip as a way out. All right. And he's going to force it on the people. All right. It says, back to the article, it says, why are top officials in both United States and Russia suddenly being pulled into emergency meetings? It says, at this moment, rumors are flying all over the internet, and we have very little solid information about what is really going on. In this article, I will share what we saw, what we know so far, but as we learn more, the picture will inevitably become a lot clearer. All right, so these are the things that I was talking about, and as a matter of fact, let me all right, I'm gonna save a copy. I'm gonna copy it and put a link in the description box so anybody else can go to it and read. All right, so that's the end of the American dream, man. American dream is over. And if you're trying to run this rat race, be with the wicked. The scripture says, "Though hand join the hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished." Proverbs 11:21. So if you're holding hands with the wicked, trying to live out this American dream, you're gonna be punished right along with it. All right. The scripture says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, that cover themselves with a covering, but not of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai." All right. So if you're trying to run this rat race and not turn to the Lord, man, you will be destroyed. All right. So the American dream is not. It's all it is falsehood. There's no such thing, man. It's a sorcery. We get our people to think and believe that they can be a part of what they call this American dream. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 7. It says, "For in the multitude of dreams and many words there are also divers vanities, but fear but fear thou Yahweh. And that's that's the only thing we should be doing. We shouldn't be worrying about American Dream. We should just fear Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? Let me grab a couple more real quick before I close it out. In Zechariah chapter 10, verse 2, it says, For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. Because that whole American dream is a false hope. You know, that's the setup for the so-called white man. This is his kingdom. But that dream that he's dreaming is going to turn into a nightmare. All right? It says, They comfort in vain, therefore they went their way as a flock. They are troubled because there was no shepherd. That's 2/3 of our people, man. All right? And these heathen nations also, because there's no shepherd for them. But there never was a shepherd for them. All right? We'll close it out with one more. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 8. It says, And it shall be as when a hungry man dreameth. All right, this is what the American dream is. It said, It shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty. Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint, and his soul hath appetite. So shall the multitude of the nations be that fight against Mount Zion. All right. So ultimately, these other nations have been fighting against Mount Zion from the time they all formed a confederacy against us and against Yahweh way back from a long time ago. So the Most High have hardened their hearts and put it in their mind that they can live on forever. And that it is just a dream, and that dream is going to turn into a nightmare. Thus saith the Lord, man. All right. With that being said, like I say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harikah Kodash Ma'amap. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone, and salutation to the Akim that are pushing the truth, the sincerity of truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.